everybody, welcome back to episode 2 of the Ordinary Joy podcast. My name is Ali and it is so lovely to have you spending a little bit of time with me today. It is the 8th of January 2025, and if you had watched my previous podcast, thank you. I just wanted to take a moment to say thanks because I had so many beautiful comments on my previous video. Thank you very much. If I am somehow or other still popping up on your subscription list, it's probably because a long time ago you had previously subscribed to my channel, Miss Ali Makes, but that sort of then went by the wayside. Life happens, things change, and I really had explained in my previous video I guess the resurgence of why I am back on YouTube and Instagram. If you have not already, I would love it if you followed me over on Instagram. My Instagram is The Ordinary Joy, and I will pop that down in the description box below. I have to say, I'm literally blown away by the response that I've had over on my Instagram page and of course over here on YouTube about the encouragement that I posted in my last video about looking for joy in the ordinary places of life. And I'm literally blown away. Like, I get messages in my Instagram DM box every single day of people sharing little snippets of their ordinary joy, and it literally brings my heart so much happiness. So if you would like to participate in being a little bit more deliberate in 2025 about looking for joy in the ordinary places, all you need to do is head over to Instagram and you can follow me over there, and then you just need to share anything about your life, little snippets that bring you ordinary joy, and just tag me and I will share that. And I am so encouraged and excited to see our community blossom in 2025. So that's sort of a bit of an intro, and if you, like I said, if you want more information, please head back to my previous episode. It goes through details over there, but I wanted to jump on really fast. I did say in my previous video that I am going to try and do weekly or bi-weekly videos. Like I said, it's now the 8th of Jan, and I really just wanted to jump on, touch base, check in and see how everybody's doing at the beginning of a new year, but also to share with you guys a little bit about what is bringing me joy this week. So I spoke a little bit about, I'm just grabbing my project. So I did mention this and show you guys this beautiful wrap in my last episode, minus the ends that need to be woven in as I am going. But I've added some more colors onto this. This just brings me so much joy. So this is actually a 2020 advent calendar that I had forgot I'd purchased and found it like dug up in the corner of my garage. It is actually the 2020 DK weight lay family yarn advent, and the theme was family traditions, and it's just brought my heart so much joy to work on this through advent. And then, of course, early in the year. So I'll continue to share. I think I've got 4 more colours to go. So once those colours are in and the ends are woven in and all that, I will block it. And I'll be very proud to wear that this coming winter season. And it will remind me, I think, of the slow and steady time that I spent this last Advent season now, working on this. So I am just using a clover, a more crochet hook in a size 5. I'm fairly certain that everybody knows about those crochet hooks. So the second thing that I have been working on that has brought me much joy is only a very new cast on. So this is in my very lovely and delicious thread and maple tote. I actually got this given to me for Christmas, and it literally was so beautiful because I've seen thread and maple stuff around, and if you have seen any of the thread and maple products, you know that they are all beautifully made with leather. So it's going to be a product that lasts you a lifetime. And of course, that tends to be a little bit more on the pricey side. And I guess because I allocate myself a yarn budget or allocation or any of that sort of stuff, and I just always had preferred to purchase yarn as opposed to actual equipment or tools. But anyway, I digress. This was given to me at Christmas time, and it is much loved, and it's actually going to be my little travel sock bag, because if you follow me over on Instagram, I've spoken about my love of knitting socks before. So I'm just going to keep this as my sock project bag for 2025, because if I'm going somewhere or I'm out somewhere, I can literally just chuck this in my bag and I've got all of my bits and bobs in there. So I have filled her up and she's ready to go. So this project that I'm working on now is literally brand new. So I cast it on last night, but I absolutely love it. So it is just a plain vanilla sock, and please don't mind my fingernails. I've soaked my nails off and about to get them done again, so they look a bit gross today, so sorry about that. But hey, so this is my current work in progress that's bringing my heart much joy. Check out this deliciousness that is. So I really love self-striping yarn. It literally makes my heart happy. This is a project that I, like I said, have only recently started. Don't mind the hair. Does anybody else get that problem? Like that hair just happens to turn up in all of our projects. I feel like it's a little gift that we give either ourselves or the person that we're making for. Like I said, so super relaxing and chill project. This yarn is called Summertime, and it is accurately represented. It's beautiful. It is from an Aussie yarn dyer, Hodgepodge Skeins. Hodgepodge Skeins? Her name's Hodgepodge. I'm sure it's Hodgepodge Skeins. Anyway, irrelevant. She has been doing self-striping yarn a lot. Last year, I had bought a lot of her self-striping yarn. She then came out in, it must have been, I think it was December, her a 3-monthly sock club self-striping. So, and it was very reasonable. So she actually has sent all 3 packages to me, and they arrived at my house at the beginning of the week. I have not opened February, March. I've actually packed them away in a cupboard. So I have popped a note in my diary to make sure that I open them and of course enjoy them, but I'm not going to open them all. I'm going to be disciplined and wait for the month that they actually are relevant to. So, yeah, but anyway, really love it. It's a toe up sock. So the last few socks that I've done, I've knit cuff down. I don't really love grafting the toe at the end with Kitchener stitch, and I'd seen on somebody else's podcast, I can't remember, where they actually had rapid decreased right down to 4 stitches on the toe, 2 on either side, and then just pretty much done a loop and pulled the yarn tight, which I've done for a couple of my socks, but I'm in a bit of a phase where I want to try something new, which kind of sometimes happens, especially when you knit a lot of the same thing. And I love, love, love knitting socks. So this is my toe up pattern that I like to use, and it's a free pattern. It's on Ravelry. It's called Trusty Toe Up Socks by Tannis Fiber Arts, and it basically just gives you the numbers. So I know that I need to knit a 64 stitch sock for myself, or for most of the people in my life that I gift socks to. So even if I'm not necessarily sure who the recipient is going to be at this stage, I am fairly certain that 64 stitches will fit their feet. So I've started the sock. The other thing that I'm doing though, so in the pattern, it calls for, I'm fairly sure it calls for a short row, a German short row heel, but I was lucky enough last year to be able to test knit some sock patterns from the lovely Kath from the Mindful Melbourne. Ooh, say that fast. Sorry, Kath, if you happen to be watching this. Kath from the Mindful Melbourne Maker podcast. She is Kath Martin Designs on Ravelry, and she had come out with quite a few sock patterns last year. Now, I will also let you know that her Melbourne sock pattern is actually my go-to recipe for cuff down socks. Amazing. I love how she writes her patterns. They're so easy to follow, but they're almost a little bit like a choose your own adventure. So she had released a few patterns, sock patterns last year, and I was lucky enough to test all of them. Now, it's been really good because, like I said, it's more of a choose your own adventure type format. She gives you more than one options for heels. There's lots of other little tidbits and tips and tricks throughout the pattern, which I think is really, really lovely. And they're super, super well priced patterns. So if you love to knit socks, or you're thinking about knitting socks, please go and check out her designs. They're amazing. But I digress. One of her patterns, and it was a patterned sock, so it wasn't a vanilla sock, used the Flegel heel. Now, I really loved that in terms of, I really felt like it gave quite a deep heel for the sock. So you will see if you knit socks, or you've watched other people's podcasts, that lots of people that knit socks, especially when they're gifting to other people, tend to do a heel flap and gusset, because it basically fits most feet. But the heel flap and gusset does require you picking up stitches. So the Flegel heel very much gives a similar fit in terms of the depth of the heel, but you actually don't pick up any stitches. You are increasing and then decreasing. So all that to say, I had reached out to her on Instagram the other day and I said, hey, I'm going to try a vanilla toe up sock. And I'm fairly certain I've read these instructions on your Brisbane sock pattern, and I think that the Flegel heel may work with a toe up sock. And she said, yep, absolutely. It's actually reversible, so it's completely fine either way that you knit it up. So I'm super, super excited to see how this sock knits up with a Flegel heel doing a toe up construction. I also knit my socks on Chiagu needles, 80 centimeter cord, 2.25 millimeters. And I literally love Chiagu needles. I'm fairly certain that if you have not been knitting for very long, but you have been checking out other people's podcasts or Instagram feeds, Chiagu tends to be a top name on the list of people for really, really good tools. So those are the two things that I've been working on. I also have started a cardigan, which I will share in my next episode. It is absolutely stunning. And if you have followed me over on Instagram, or you've checked out any of my recent reels for the beginning of January, you'll know that I actually dyed up my own yarn to use in this cardigan. It's absolutely beautiful. I love, love, love the color. And I will talk to you more about that next episode because it's more of a detailed process, and I really want to share with you a bit of the backstory of the yarn base that I'm using and why I really love it. So that will be on the next episode. But what else has been bringing me joy this week? Time with my beautiful family. 3 of my 4, well, actually probably all. So all 4 of my babes are now old enough, I guess, to decide or to have me decide that I don't actually want to share their personal life or images or whatever along social media unless I ask them first, because, you know, that's being respectful. But literally time spent around a table, chatting, laughing, being silly, sharing food together literally brings my heart joy. So that's been bringing me that has brought me much joy this week. Just, I think, being really deliberate in looking for those small moments of joy in the daily has given me more of an attitude of gratitude, and I think that that is amazing. And that's probably another one of the reasons I'm so passionate about getting on here, sharing what is bringing me joy, and then of course to come from a place of encouraging you guys to do the same. And that is absolutely not to say that you know, there's not hard moments in the everyday, because there is. And even in this week alone, I have had a couple or more moments where I just have struggled and, you know, wanted to have a little tantrum and maybe even cry a little. So sometimes that's also really healing, and that promotes joy in itself. So please don't think that like I have this beautiful Hallmark Christmas card situation, because I definitely don't. But I am also very much aware of the amazing blessings that I do have. And that is the place that I'm coming from in terms of sharing with everybody and encouraging you guys to do the same. So this is not going to be a super long video this week. It's definitely more of just a chat and a catch up, because I wanted to be, I guess I wanted to start getting myself into a little bit of a habit, I suppose, of getting on here, even if they're only sort of, you know, 20 or 30 minute videos, of just having a little bit of a catch up. Normally I will have a cup of tea or some sort of beverage that I might want to share with you, but today, alas, it's just been a little bit crazy and hectic, and I have actually tried to schedule in time to record this video a few times over the last couple of days, and you know, as it happens, life just is busy, and I just couldn't quite manage to squirrel away a little bit of time. But I thought today, yep, I've got a little bit of time before I need to head out for the day, so I thought, yep, let's get this recorded so that then it can be edited and uploaded at some point in the first week of January, hopefully, or in the first couple of weeks of Jan. But I really am so encouraged by everyone's beautiful comments on my previous video. And like I said, the response on Instagram has been amazing. I'm just so thankful, and I'm really I guess encouraged that what I really felt was whispered on my heart late last year of, you know, you need to get on here and you just need to be real and normal and share, you know, moments of joy in the crazy, busy lives that we all lead. It's just been really, I guess, confirmation to me that I was hearing the right thing and that I have stepped out in obedience. But I will tell you as well that that does bring with it, you know, a level of unrest and, you know, unease, I suppose, for me, because I do and have suffered I've suffered with anxiety for a long time. And so I often will get into my own head and thoughts, but I am just being deliberate. I'm just being obedient to what I feel like I've been asked to do. And I will continue to show up and just share little moments. So I hope that this video finds you well. I hope that You've also got to spend a few little moments during the crazy first, few days of 2025 and noticed some ordinary joy. Please, I would love to hear from you. You know that you can absolutely comment down below. If you have not already, and I have popped up on your YouTube page, I would love it if you subscribed, liked the video. That definitely helps to perhaps get the video in front of other people's eyes that need to see. And I'm also very active on Instagram, where you can follow me over there, and I would love to see your moments of ordinary joy. Please remember to tag me and I will on share, and let's just see where 25 goes and how far we can get this out into the community and how far we can get our community to blossom. So I hope you have an amazing day filled with ordinary joy, and I will see you again really soon.